Shalom. I want to begin first and foremost giving all praises to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Call halal la Yahweh Bashem Yahushua Bashem Kakudash Barakti Yahweh Barakti Yahushua. The water Yahweh Bashem Yahushua Bashem Kakudash. Double honors to the apostles, to the elders of Yasharala, Greatmillstone. Shalom to the 144,000. Shalom to the elect. My name is Micah Allah, and today I just want to talk about displacement. Alright, Haitians are ministering at the end of the world. This is a so-called Christian news website. And this article is basically just about, people getting displaced, having to be refugees and having to flee from their houses because of the gangs in Haiti. All right, Pastor Frederick Nozil has learned to keep his head down. Last year, the year he turned 53, gangs attacked his neighborhood in Pétionville, a suburb overlooking Haiti's capital, Port-au-Prince. They ransacked the house Nozil was renting and set it on fire. Nozil moved with his wife and 2 daughters to a safer community a couple of miles away. Still, he took few chances. This year, he turned 54 at home quietly. A handful of people from his church bought a cake. They stayed no more than an hour. Parties attract attention, Nozil said. You can't celebrate too much. Says he schedules church activities to wrap up before a mandatory curfew. He will cut a prayer service short if he has a bad feeling about a police vehicle he noticed on the street. Some of his congregation risked their lives crossing gang checkpoints on their way to the church. The Center Chrétien International Maison d'Adoration, so he knows to expect a smaller turnout. Ministry looks different, he figures, at the end of the world. We are living in an eschatological time, Nozil said. He went going through some hells, going through 2nd Esdras 16. That's how it felt in the early hours of March 18th. It was a Monday, and the bespectacled minister should have been recovering from the usual slate of Sunday demands. Instead, he shut himself in his home for 2 days straight as heavy gunfire echoed through the hills. Gang members in balaclavas wound past Nozil's neighborhood in cars and motorcycles, ascending the main road into the mountains. They shot automatic weapons and left at least a dozen pedestrians dead in their wake. They stopped in a wealthy enclave called La Boule and laid siege to its walled residences. In one home, security cameras recorded armed young men with backpacks as they forced their way into a paver stone courtyard and peered into parked SUVs. In a home nearby, a man escaped the assailants, and then, because anything can happen at the end of the world, he made a desperate phone call to a pastor 1,600 miles away. Okay, instead of calling Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, says, "Y'all call my pastor." Okay, Rosalind Road Eustace was driving home from Walmart when Meredine Moran's name flashed on his phone. Eustace had been stuck in Houston for months, staying with family, unable to return to Haiti because gangs have closed the nation's main international airport and blocked every route to his home and the mission he runs there. You gotta be dumb as hell to try to come back to Haiti, man. You might as well just claim asylum over there in the States. But then, Jacob's trouble gonna hit everywhere anyway, so he's just delaying the inevitable. When he saw the call from an old acquaintance, the former head of Dirección General de Impuestos, Haiti's equivalent of the IRS, he picked up to hear a panicked plea. "Pastor, save my life." Molan explained he and his wife were fleeing La Boule on foot. Gangs had broken into their home, held him at gunpoint, tried to kidnap him, and stripped the rooms bare. They stole his cars. His private security guards ran for their lives. And that's in Isaiah, all right? The keepers of the house shall tremble. As he put distance between himself and his attackers, Molan remembered the hospital at Eustache's Mission, a place in Haiti's south where he had once had knee surgery. The pastor had helped him before. Would he do it again? Eustache arranged for a driver to meet them. The couple took a hired motorcycle over a mountain pass and along a road that in spots is little more than a hiking trail. At one point, Molan's wife fell and broke her arm. After hours of travel, perhaps 20 miles, they met the driver in a town called Seguin at the piney edge of one of Haiti's few national parks. "I'm still in shock," Molan said, days later in a countryside hideout where he was struggling to find even toilet paper. It's really incomprehensible. Except tragically it is not. Forced displacements are ubiquitous among the nearly 4 million people in and around Port-au-Prince. Gangs control more than 80% of the city, where roughly a third of Haitians live. The bandits, as many Haitians refer to them, have killed more than 1,500 people in the first 3 months of 2024 alone. At least 362,500 Haitians have fled gang violence so far, according to the United Nations. Gunmen have driven residents from slums, from rural villages, from gated communities, from farms. And that shit is going on. This is happening around the world. We got in the Sudan, in Burkina Faso. Last month was the worst yet. More than 53,000 Haitians were forced from their homes. Says, "This is my whole life," Eustache told CT. Some staff at his mission, Haitian Christian Outreach, have been displaced as many as 4 times, migrating between schools and other public facilities that have morphed into shelters as gang boundaries shift. Some officers have not been paid for months, and they are struggling to find food, beds for those who were sleeping on the precinct floor. Hey, so a lot of them cops, man, they're only sticking around, still wearing a uniform, in the hopes that one day they'll get back pay. All right, because they haven't gotten paid, and I bet some of them is like, yo, forget this. I'm gonna worry about my family. Probably took his service pistol with him. All right, hey, like that cop in that movie, in World War Z, and when Brad Pitt was in the store looking for his wife, and he saw a cop. I think he had a gun in his hand or something like that, and the cop saw him, and he just froze, expecting the cop to probably arrest him. But nah, the cop was like, "Yo, I'm worrying about myself right now." The cop started ransacking the store. So that's how it is, man. right? And this whole article is talking about people getting displaced. It's it says right there, around lunchtime, a father in the market heard someone yell, "The men are coming." He rushed home, grabbing his 4 children and running. As he sprinted through gunfire, his 7-year-old son was shot in the leg. People gotta flee. All right, they gotta flee. They gotta move from place to place, man. There's this prophecy, man. That's 2nd Esdras 16. All right, starting at verse 37. Behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack. As when a woman with child in the ninth month bringeth forth her son, with 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains encompass her womb, which pains, when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment. Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn. Sorrows shall come upon it on every side. So it's going to be everywhere, man. O my people, hear my word. Make you ready to thy battle, and in those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth. He that selleth, let him be as he that fleeth away, and he that buyeth as one that will lose. And as a part of the article, I don't think I read it. As it is wiping out family savings and straining resources in already stretched communities. It says right there, next door at the compound of a Mississippi-based ministry, gangs punched a hole in the concrete perimeter wall, emptying shipping containers and peeling solar panels from rooftops. His houses burned, stores and market stalls, the fruit of years of labor, were abandoned. Life savings and passports and family photographs were lost as an entire community fled into the mountains. Okay, so returning 2nd Esdras 36, Salaki 16, verse 40. O my people, hear my word. Make you ready to thy battle, and in those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth. He that selleth, let him be as he that fleeth away, and he that buyeth as one that will lose. He that occupieth merchandise, as he that hath no profit by it. And he that buildeth, as he that shall not dwell therein. He that soweth, as if he should not reap. So also he that planteth the vineyard, as he that shall not gather the grapes. They had farmers got displaced. They had to leave all their crops and everything. They that marry, as they that shall get no children, and they that marry not, as the widowers. And therefore they that labor in vain. For strangers shall reap their fruits and spoil their goods, overthrow their houses. Right? People ransacking their houses, and gangs ransacking their houses, taking. They took a man. They kidnapped a man in one of the stories there in the article. Overthrow their captives and take their children captives. For in captivity and famine shall they get children. And they that occupy their merchandise with robbery, the more they deck their cities, their houses, their possessions, and their own persons, the more will I be angry with them for their sins. Saith Yahweh. Hey, so this hell is coming upon Jake. Hey, this is Jacob's trouble in Haiti, man. All right, brought to you by Their very own people, man. Levi doing this to Levi. But this is going to be going on worldwide, man. Especially when that war has been popped off, at World War III. You're going to be seeing people having to flee from their houses when invading forces come. It's going to be a dog-eat-dog world, man. If Yahweh Basmi Asayim with you, you're going to be dog food. Alright, so I'm going to leave it there. I hope the video was edifying. Shalom.